Alright, so this is for day 2 of the July Junk Journal Challenge, and the prompt is a touch of gold. So, I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do, but honestly, I mean, this is going to be on the back of day 1's page, which is why the edges are torn. And that one, like, already also kind of fits because that is framed with gold. So that already kind of fits day 2. But anyway, which I kind of looked at the prompts beforehand, so maybe I remembered in the back of my mind, and maybe that's why I had an urge to outline that with gold. But, it wasn't intentional. I tried to forget the prompts after I read them. But anyway, I'm going to start by covering this side of this page with some yellow paint. And this is just some yellow by Apple Barrel. So, and I've had this, I think, for 5 years now, because I think this is one of the paints that my mom got me when I was pretty much out of paint, but there also seemed to be a shortage on acrylic paints at the time. It seemed like everybody was getting into art and stuff, which is wonderful, but wasn't so wonderful for the fact that I personally was pretty low on acrylic paints. But, like, pretty much my mom went to the store, and all they had were different shades of yellow and a few shades of brown. And so she came back and was like, oh, I got every color that they had, and it was all just several yellows and browns. And I'm like, I don't need this many yellows. But anyway, now I still have a few of those yellow paints. And they hold up pretty well over the years. I mean, I know I had, in the past, I had some Apple Barrel paints that were like over 10 years old, and at that point they do start to get clumpy. But at 5 years, I mean, I can tell on my underpaper it's out of frame, because this is a big journal, so, but on my underpaper it does seem like it's slightly clumpy, but obviously it's not, like, impacting the texture of the actual painting or anything. And I'm trying to make this edges painted nicely. Okay, now I think I want to do something on this side because I'm thinking that I'm gonna do something similar to last time, where I have a background made and then I paint around some shapes of some kind with black paint and then go from there. Because I really like the gold details over black like I did last time. Like, that's pretty nice. So, I'm going to think about this for a bit. Okay, so, I figured out what I want to do. I'm gonna do some doodling on this side. But I got these markers yesterday from Michael's, so I figured this would be a nice chance to try them out. It was like a nice set of 48 markers, all these different colors for, like, it was about $50. So, pretty nice. I've tried them out, like, a little tiny bit. Like, I made some marks over some acrylic paint, just a little tiny bit on my underpaper, and it seems like they're pretty good. So, right now, I'm just figuring out what color I want. I think I'm going to go with this orange. So my only complaint about these markers, though, is it doesn't seem, they're not labeled like specific color names or anything, and it doesn't seem like they sell them individually, so as I run out of colors, I'll have to buy huge packs like that, which is kind of annoying. And I just got yellow paint on my arms, so I'm gonna wipe that off real quick. Now, which tip? Because these are double pointed, and this is the fine tip, which is looks a bit smaller than I have a Sharpie right next to me. I can compare. Yes, that's quite a bit smaller than a Sharpie, which is good news for me. Then we also have an ultra fine tip, which I don't know how that compares to Sharpie's ultra fine because I don't have that on me. I was originally going to get a multicolor pack of ultra fine Sharpies, but then I saw these and I was like, you know, I'd like to start with more colors, so that's what I did. Now, I'm just gonna do some doodling. Yeah, I didn't want the color of the background to be too varied, but I didn't want to use a yellow for this, which is why I chose this pale orange. And I'm happy I chose this, because this is like a nice, like, yellowy orange. So, like, contrasts with the big yellow, but not too much. Because, I know most of the background is going to get covered up, but I don't want what shows to detract too much from whatever I do in gold. I mean, it's going to, because with the style of page I'm doing, the part of the background that shows is probably going to be the focal point. But I do think I want the gold to stand out a little bit. Dry erase marker under my book. That's part of why I'm having a problem. Okay. I know parts like this are really repetitive to watch, and I'm kind of new at this, and I'm trying to figure out what's good video-wise. So let me know if you prefer parts like this to be sped up or not. It's like, I don't know, sometimes I think it can be relaxing to watch repetitive parts like this in real time sometimes, but and it also kind of gives me a chance to ramble a little bit if I feel like. I don't even know if other people appreciate my rambling or not, to be honest. I appreciate my ramblings. That's all that matters. Kind of. It's always a little weird because it feels kind of like I'm talking to myself, but I talk to myself all the time, to be honest, and it just feels kind of different though when I know I'm recording myself. But it seems I am getting more used to it, because I know for a few of my videos that I've done, some part like this I would just be completely silent, which is probably not very entertaining. I don't know. My wedding is coming up in a week. That's gonna be fun. I believe I talked about that a little bit in my last video. But yeah, we got a Dudist minister to just sign the papers, honestly. Then we'll probably go out for dinner. That's gonna be lots of fun. My siblings are coming into town. My coworkers gave me a huge cake for celebrating. I mean, it was shared with the coworkers, but there was like more than half of it was left. And I don't know how big the cake was, but I feel like it was probably about like 3 feet like wide or long, and maybe like 1 or 2 feet this way. So there was a lot of cake. We did finish it though. I got it on Monday, and I think I finished it on Friday. My fiance had some too. It wasn't just me. But they also gave me some lemon bites, which were really nice. They're like these little circular lemon flavored pastries. And those are really good. I still have a few of those. And they also gave me balloons, which I took home because I figured why not. I don't really like getting balloons. Because I don't know, it just feels wasteful. But I do enjoy like bopping balloons. Oh, sorry. Like walking up to a balloon inflated with helium and just hitting it. So that's been nice. Though I put the balloons in a random spot in my living room, and they have a weight attached to them, and it's still dark out when I get up. I usually get up around like 4 in the morning, sometimes 5. And I keep seeing it and thinking it's a person standing in the living room. Freaks me out a little bit sometimes, but it's more funny than scary, really. They're like those plasticky, foily type balloons, like the really shiny ones, like not the rubber latex ones, but the like fancy balloons. That you get for like parties and stuff. So they're mostly like still as inflated as they were on Monday. The only exception is they're at like 3 different heights. The one towards the bottom is like getting quite deflated. Like it's star-shaped, and the points of it are now like very easily dented. but it still looks good. My sister's gonna be staying over at my apartment, and it's probably gonna still be inflated when she gets here. Which hopefully doesn't freak her out. I might have to move those balloons. Because our couch is in the living room. I know we're talking about getting a cat at some point after we get married. So that's exciting. We've been wanting a cat for a while. We just haven't gotten around to going to shelters or anything like that. Okay, so there's that. Now let me see. This is pretty much dry, but it's still a little cool to the touch. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to wait for it to dry a little bit more before I draw on it. It's very rough though. I think I'd be able to draw on it now. So, because I want to draw something before I just start doing the black paint around. But I need to figure out what I want to do. For some reason, I'm seeing kind of like a penguin over here, so, but facing this way. So then I'll do like a penguin here, facing that way, and a penguin here, facing this way. So I'm just gonna sketch the shape I see. So there's that. Then, since I don't see it here really, this is a bit more freehand on this side. Oh, they're a little different, but yeah, that'll be cute. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my black paint, and I still have a bunch of this freaking black paint. I don't like that black paint at all. I'm gonna say that probably in every video I use that in until I finally have finished it. But whatever, it does the job. That's the best I can say for it. Oof. It splatters every time I open it. Got paint all over my fingers. One time I got this paint like splattered all down my forearm, and my fiance came home and saw me. He was like, "I thought you got a tattoo or something." But nope, just paint. Also trying to decide if I want these penguins to just be like silhouettes, kind of like they currently are, if I want to give them all faces. I mean, this one might look cute with a face, but I think that one might look a little too busy because of the pattern if I give it a face. The paint from the jar just kind of plopped on out. Luckily on my underpaper, but even so, I was doing it over this next blank page, so I don't mind if it gets on that next page, because that'll just give me more of a starting point. I do kind of care if it gets on this page, though, especially if it gets on those penguins. But if it did, I'd be able to work with it somehow. Always figure it out in the end. Yeah, I think I'll leave the penguins as just silhouettes. And then for the gold, I think I'll pull out my gold pen again, like I did last time, but I'll do like some sort of like ground here, though I don't know. See, now these colors, and I was kind of afraid this would happen, these colors are kind of close to gold to me. Maybe, no, maybe I could start like here. Yeah, but anyway, I gotta let this dry, so I'll figure it out then. But I am thinking like I'll start here and do like several lines to make like the ground. That's not really like snow or anything, so it's kind of unrealistic, but yeah, and then maybe put some hand lettering in between these two penguins in white. Yeah. So now the paint's dry. So I'm going to take my gold unit ball pen. This is the same pen that I used in day one. And I'm just going to make some kind of curvy lines here. Well, slightly curvy. And then I'm going to do that several times. So this will be the touch of gold that I'm including. Though I will say, yesterday when I was at Michael's, I saw this paper pad with some gold paper in it and some pattern papers that weren't really gold, but like they were made to look like there was gold on them. But it also included some like actually shiny gold paper. And I almost bought it, but then I remembered I have a ton of pattern papers still here at home. And also, I have gold paint. So, I can make my own gold paper if I really wanted to, which I ended up not needing to for this, so I'm glad I didn't buy that paper pad. Because I wouldn't have ended up using it. In fact, I haven't really done any collaging. I mean, this is only day 2, but I haven't really done any collaging yet, and it's a junk journal challenge, so I don't know if people would technically call I wouldn't call what I'm doing junk journaling, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even call the journal that I'm using for this a junk journal, really. I mean, it's repurposing a coloring book, but to me that's more like a type of altered book than a junk journal. Oops. Sorry, I hit the camera. Oh, I hit it again. I'm sorry. This is at the bottom of the page, and my phone is what I use as the camera, and it's on, like, not technically a tripod, but it's basically a tripod. It doesn't have 3 legs, but it's got, like, a round base and, like, a flexible arm. I got it from IKEA along with a ring light, which was pretty nice. I got my hand in something, so there's something wet on my table, but I don't know what it is. This is kind of difficult to do while trying to avoid hitting my camera. I'm just gonna finish this here so I don't have to keep flopping around. Okay. Then this section, yeah, there's like a puddle of water on my table. That's gross. I bet it came from my water bottle. I've got my water bottle sitting over here. I'm gonna need to dry that up. That's gross. Okay, so now, ooh, I didn't think I was gonna like how this turned out, but I actually really do. So now I'm trying to decide if I'm done or if I want to add writing. I mean, I think I'm done. I don't think this needs writing. I think I kind of like it how it is. Yeah. So I'm gonna call it there. This was a quicker one, I think. But this was fun. Yeah. So that was day 2. I will be doing day 3 at some point. Hopefully we'll upload that short, like very soon. And yeah. If you want to follow along for the rest of this challenge, make sure to like and subscribe so you get notified of my upcoming videos. And have a wonderful day.